Okay.
That's every year. It was sure.
All set? I'd like to call a special meeting of the Public Works Board to order, please. Do we have roll call?
Mr. Fallon?
Here.
Mr. Cross?
Here.
Mr. Darazinski?
Here.
Mr. Engel?
Here.
Mr. Fisher?
Here.
Mr. Jaeger?
Here.
Mr. Plummer?
Here.
Mr. Snyder?
Here.
Ms. Wilkins?
Here.
We have a single order of business today. Is there any public comment before we get started with that? If not, we'll move to our single order of business.
The item is alternate 4 in conservation easement for wetland project.
So moved.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to accept alternate 4 and the conservation easements. Are there any questions or comments? Mark, would you like to, is anything you need to bring to the board?
Sure. As we discussed, last week, I believe it was, we wanted to use an alternate 4 route. And that red line there indicates what the alternate 4 route is. And since I left the Public Works Board meeting last week, we met with the wastewater users committee and presented this to them and answered their questions. And two of their questions concern was who pays for this additional digging and additional route. And DEQ was there representing on behalf of the funds where it's coming from. And DEQ said they'll work on the additional funds. They'll come up with that. Another question was concerning our wind contract, and then talked with the Mesa Wind, and they said we need to send an easement language, which Ted and I will be working on that, sending that to them. No real issue, again, because it's a wetland area that we're looking at. The big question was the conservation easement. That I went back to them and asked for approval on. And again, the red area shows where the conservation easement will go. And again, I would say 90% of that is a wetland area anyway, and therefore you can't build on the wetland. Therefore, Mesa Wind would be putting turbines there anyway. Two things that are critical to this agreement with DEQ. One is that we continue to farm this area. This area dries out in the spring and summer, so we do farm that, which we'll continue that process. The second one is that there will be an easement going across north and south to allow any underground utility. If we want to build something to the south, that we can run a utility underneath that wetland, which anytime that we do construction here in Sweden, we ask for a wetland permit, and that permit allows you to dig underneath the wetland and restore that. And this would fall into the same category that they would allow us to dig underneath the wetland to lay any kind of underground electrical. After presenting that to the users committee, DEQ, 2 reps from DEQ also spoke on the matter, and after everything was said and done, it was unanimous vote to move forward with this project, the northern route, the southern route, and approve this conservation easement as proposed on the map.
Any further questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Snyder?
Yes.
Mr. Darazinski?
Yes.
Mr. Engel?
Yes.
Mr. Fallon?
Yes.
Mr. Plummer?
Yes.
Ms. Wilkins?
Yes.
Mr. Cross?
Yes.
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Jaeger?
Yes.
Motion carries. I see some new faces out there. This is a project that we've worked on for 5 years. to get it to this point. Looks like it may be happening. It's a combination of the EPA, the DEQ, Muskegon County, both in the Public Works, but also in the Drain Commission. Several cities are involved and the townships, so it's a kind of a cooperative effort. So I think it's really kind of a good day for the county that we're progressing. Having said that, this is an area for public comment on a new item. Is there anyone that has a new item for Public Works that they'd like to comment on?
My name is Jim Riley. I live in Northern Shores, and I'd like to compliment Marv Engel. Quite often, you folks will discuss things that have been discussed before, and as you noticed, or noted that there are new people here. And I think that kind of explanation would really enhance the back and forth between the citizenry and you folks. So, well done. Thank you. Please keep it up.
Anyone else? If not, motion to adjourn. So moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.